Welcome back to my channel, YouTube. Listen, I don't want to waste your time. Let's jump right in. As you can see, I have all my mise en place organized. Everything's pre-weighed, and I'm going to get right into baking this. I think it's really important to have all of your things organized and ready to go. That's where the biggest mistakes happen, and I see it a lot with amateur cooks, young chefs. So anyway, let's jump right in. We're going to make my water roux, or tangzhong, as it's called. I think I pronounced that right, but don't at me. And pretty much it's just water, milk, and flour, and you bring it up. And now I highly suggest you do not leave this part. Just stay there, whisk it, make sure it doesn't burn the bottom, and complete the process from start to finish, just like this. Now, I'm gonna leave the recipe and description below, and just like always, listen, boom, this is how we do it. Now, if I was doing this off camera, I've made this bread so many times where I would just literally scale in a few bowls. But here I wanted to show that how important it is to have all your mise en place ready and everything weighed out and scaled out. Now I'm using dry active yeast, and what you want to do is you want to pretty much proof that real quick, get it awake. And so I've used a little bit of the milk from the recipe, and I used a little bit of sugar, and I'm going to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. But you can omit that with just using instant yeast, or if you're a champion, use sourdough starter. So anyway, moving on. I melted butter. I have all my ingredients. Once the yeast is pretty much ready to go and bubbling and showing activity, you want to add your flour roux. And what I like to do is, I learned this from my main man, Sourdough Duffy. If you're not following him, go check him out. But you want to add all of your ingredients that need to be dissolved together in one with the wet, and then your dry separate, okay? And that's pretty much it. Everything is mixed in now. So melted butter, eggs, milk, everything's in, okay? And this recipe is so easy. I wanted to show that you could make this. And boom. Now in that flour, I have the salt, milk powder, and obviously the flour. And so what I think is really important is don't worry if you don't have the milk powder. Honestly, I made this recipe without it before. I just added a little extra milk, and I'm telling you, it came out perfect. After I let it knead for about 7 to 8 minutes, what I did was I just got it onto my work surface, and it's a really soft dough. So you don't want to go, destroying it. I'm really delicate with it, and literally just get into a ball, a good shape. I'm using a glass bowl, a little Pam spray. You don't have to use Pam spray. You can use olive oil or butter or whatever you want, but I have it handy, so I'm using it. And from there, we're just gonna wrap it in plastic. And again, you don't have to use plastic if you don't want to, okay? If you're plastic sensitive, sorry. All you have to do is cover it some way, shape, or form. And I'm actually gonna jam it into my oven on the proof setting. It actually works pretty good. It doesn't bake, it's perfect. Now, all right, so from there, I'm gonna wrap it up, get it into the oven. I think what's really important is to know that, what I realize, even though I'm classically trained, a lot of baking is trial and error and figuring out what's easy for you and what you like. Now, I'm going to show you a simple technique here that's got me way far, and it's from shaping a lot of pizza dough. And so, but what I realize is, in a lot of dough shaping, you always start out with the circle and then you shape it into whatever shape you're looking for. But I think this is really important. So as you can see, I'm starting out with the circle, right? I get it onto a floured surface. You have to make the decision on how much flour you need, okay, for that specific dough. All right, don't go crazy, but I'm using a lot here, and it's because the dough is really soft. It's really warm. So what I do first is I separate it kind of like into equal shapes, okay? And I am going to scale it out, right? And the only reason I do this is because I like everything to be perfect, or somewhat. But I know I'm at home, and you honestly don't have to do this, but trust me, just do the extra, few minutes it takes to scale everything out. I'm using 100-gram portions, and that way I know for sure they're all gonna be even size. Now, do you have to do that? No, but trust me, is it worth it? Yes. So get a food scale, hit it on the scale. Okay, as you can see, I'm being a little, OCD here. I'm just, cutting it up. I don't want to waste any bread, so I'm putting the extra right there. So let's say it's like 102 grams or whatever. All right, but this is a good technique, right? I think what's really important is when you're making quick breads, when you're using any type of dough, learn how to do this shape right here. So what I'm doing is, there's a soft side where it's proofed, and then I'm just gonna do the roll. I don't know what method this is called, but I just, roll it with the palm of my hand. So it's kind of like you're cupping something. And, you do the double roll, and then boom, you get a little ball, okay? And so from there, what we're gonna do is speed up this process a little bit. I highly suggest you practice this if you're getting new into making quick breads or making buns or whatever the case may be. Learn how to shape like this. I got my experience from doing pizza a long time ago in buns and slider buns, but pretty much everything starts out with this circle. That's what I noticed. If you're gonna make little petite baguettes, if you're gonna make dinner rolls, if you're gonna make any type of buns, pizza dough, all starts out with this little circle. So banh mi rolls. So that's my little 2 cents. Now I'm using it in a container because I don't want anything touching the buns, so I use a little container that goes over it. Then from there, as you can see, they doubled in size, and I usually try different things. So last time I used egg wash, I didn't want a shiny bun, and the reason is I am making this for burgers, so I want it to look like a fast food burger, believe it or not. But at this point, you can do whatever you want. Egg wash, you can use egg whites, you can use egg yolk. My only suggestion is if you're going to use egg product, make sure it's homogeneous. Make sure it's all one, right? Don't have any eggs that aren't mixed. I think that's where a lot of people make a mistake. Make sure you mix them well, okay? If you have to, pass them through a strainer. That will help out your situation. All right, from there, we're going to pop these into the oven. And honestly, I got to admit, these buns came out so good, and you will see through the magic of TV. Now, I noticed that there was a couple spots and a little uneven proofing, but for the most part, I was super happy in how these came out. There is a couple things that I would do differently next time, but honestly, I'm making a burger bun, so it worked out perfect for its purpose. And look at this crumb; it's really nice, and I'm telling you, it was so soft. But if I'm gonna do it next time, I'm gonna leave a little less sugar out because it was too sweet for a burger. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Listen, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm really enjoying putting out YouTube. I am going to transition my TikTok videos more into YouTube style and post more over here. So hit that subscribe button.